Welcome to OFO Studio. My guest for today is Elston Menezes from BeHemp.
What's up?
Elston, what does BeHemp do?
So right now we are an ever evolving company, I would say. Yeah, we are a hemp company. We make everything out of hemp. So when we're talking about everything, we mean your clothing, we mean body care products, we mean medication, we mean rolling papers, pretty much anything you can think of except for fuel and hempcrete. Yeah, like building material at this point of time.
Elston, this is you're probably one of the most interesting guests we've had so far on the podcast. Normally, it's people related to cybersecurity,
Hmm.
and I think this is a good segue to go into places which might not immediately be related to cybersecurity, but still excites us as people.
True, true.
That's why I was just looking at your card. The card folds in three parts, and the dimensions, if you understand them, if you know, you know. Elston has been kind enough to bring us so many goodies from BeHemp. What's that over there?
So this is one of our multi-weather beanies. Yeah. It's one of the first products we started procuring and getting down from Nepal, actually. Yeah, because at that point of time, hemp wasn't being made into many different products in India. Yeah. So this is one of our best sellers also at the same time. And the more you use it, the more it gets softer and softer. And I've had my beanie now for the past maybe 12 years almost. And I've lost it a bunch of times. I've lost it on treks and found it in mudslides somewhere here and there. I'm not even kidding on this. And I just picked it up, went washed in the river and started using it again. It didn't feel like anything was wrong with it.
I love beanies, man. I love beanies.
Same here, man. Like, I mean, see, most of the products which we make, right,
Yeah.
it's because we have some use for it or we love that particular product. Like, we will not make anything which we don't like at the end of the day. Yeah, and it's for us, we're very OCD on that. Like, if I'm making something, I have to use it. Like,
Absolutely, man. I mean, if you could zoom in into this and see the individual fibers, it is a very interesting beanie. Normally, it looks like a woolen knitted beanie. It's not. It feels a lot more tactile and like, rough. But like you
true.
said, it gets softer.
It gets softer.
Yeah.
So once they stitch it, they don't really wash it or anything. So then once you give it the first wash, you'll see how much more softer it also gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to these little tiny things over there. What are these?
So
These edibles?
these are not edibles, and unfortunately, some people have mistaken them for edibles and maybe taken a couple of bites out of them. Yeah, they are non-toxic. Okay, but they are our little travel soaps, if we call them that. Yeah, we usually give them off as goodies and little gift bags and everything. And so this is basically a charcoal soap. This is a plain hemp soap. This is our rosemary soap, and this is our rose soap. So we have about 7 different types of soaps. I didn't get all of them here today. Otherwise, this table would be overfilled with our products.
I think this one smells the best.
Yeah, that's the natural one. So there's nothing in it other than hemp seed oil, coconut oil, and a little bit of castor oil and rice bran oil also.
What's this, Winston?
So those are our face wash bars. Face wash bars. Sorry. And so these also go quite a bit. Like, I mean, because they're like maybe 15 bucks. We sell them for like 15 bucks. Yeah. So these go great in our gift vouchers and our gift package and all that. And again, we have 7 different types of these. We have 7 different types of the big soaps, and we have 7 different types of our healing salves. So
Healing what?
healing salves. So these are our hemp healing salves. They are
Okay.
very interesting product
Is this like a
because
balm?
it's a balm. So you can open it also. And the speciality of this is you can use it for your cuts, your burns, your bruises. You can use it as an aftershave, as a nail cream, as a hand cream. And I keep finding new and new uses of this. Yeah. And I think last year when we went to, this year when I'd gone to Tuticorin, we were using this as a sunscreen as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I have to keep redoing the stickers every time and adding more stuff to it every time.
What's this? This
So
big.
those are our 100-gram soaps. They used to be square at one point of time, but we get bored of just doing the same shapes every time. So we'll get one square, one round, and one triangle. And these are also one of our best sellers. Yeah. If you have psoriasis, if you have skin conditions, this is one of the best things to get rid of it. And we've seen a lot of our customers coming back and just buying our soaps only. Like we have a lot of return customers for these. Yeah. Especially if you have dry skin, this is one of the best things to hydrate it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I just want to bring up the packaging design over here. It's amazing.
Thank you.
So shout out to who does the design for this?
Me.
Okay. Shout out to Elston. All right, Elston, what's this? This is very interesting.
So these are our 100% hemp rolling papers. Yeah. And this is something we'd been selling from the past 8 years, but we were only selling king size papers without tips. But right now we're selling them with tips also as well. It's on par with quality with raw papers, one of the best in the world. And we want to make sure that everyone is getting like quality stuff, but they're not paying a price for it at the same time, you know? Because people keep talking about how hemp is sustainable, hemp is cheap and everything. But honestly, hemp is just as expensive as anything else. And oh yeah, like so one of the things is so this is the only thing I haven't designed. This is done by one of our good friends and designers, Danger Cat. Her name is Sonali Zora. And so she designed the cover. And it opens up into a full artwork that way. And so we always love art, yeah. And our whole idea of actually releasing papers in the start was to make different artwork with each batch we release. So we've done stalls and everything, yeah, where we've had a lot of these boxes stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
And a lot of times kids come to them, okay, because they think it's chocolate or something. Yeah, and we have to, and then they look at these and think these also chocolates, and we're like, no, 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 bring your dad here. Let's explain to them what it is. Yeah, but we've not had a negative reaction so far as such, you know. People are pretty open-minded as far as you explain it to them in a decent way, at least. Yeah.
Let's talk about this notebook.
Yeah.
Elston,
Yeah.
what makes it different from regular notebooks?
So these are made of 100% hemp. Yeah, like everything. There is no acid introduced into it. There's no bleaching done to it. There's no chemicals at all put into this. It's just a pure hemp handmade notebook. That's all. Yeah. And why we introduced it is because a lot of artists, they love the texture.
Okay.
That's one. And a lot of people love the whole brown paper look, you know. It
looks very
contrasts.
rustic,
Yeah. It looks rustic, and at the same time it contrasts if you're doing like really colorful artwork, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Compared to a white background. Like white is so overdone these days, yeah. And I've never honestly seen any point of bleaching anything for that matter. Yeah. Unless it's your hair, but that's the personal choice and all that.
Amazing. Gone through everything in the box now. Let's talk about your story here now, Elston. How did you start and where are you right now?
So I'll tell you, see, I was born in Kuwait, yeah, and we are not really exposed to a lot of things over there, if I would say that. And our main exposure came through TV and radio and our own research once the internet came out. Yeah, so maybe during about like the 2000s onwards, there was a lot of shows, a lot of music, everything talking about cannabis, talking about weed, especially. And to me, I was always very fascinated with this. Why is everyone so obsessed with this? Yeah. And I realized that there's something behind this plant. And it's only when I came to India that I realized that, oh, wow, like it is a part like of the Indian culture. And it was in college actually that one of my friend who was dating a Nepali girl at that point of time, she had given a wallet to him made of hemp, like 100% hemp. Yeah, and my small mind at that point of time couldn't picture that, oh, we can make like products out of something other than cotton or leather. Yeah, like it didn't strike me also. I never even thought in that direction. And once that avenue was opened up, once that realization came that you, products can be made out of this, that's when the research began. Like in college, I sat down and I started just doing my own like personal research, trying to find out, reaching out to anyone and everyone who was somewhere involved in hemp, at least. Yeah. But everyone was very guarded. There was only one company at one point of time. I forgot that company's name. It was just a website actually. It wasn't even a company. But there was never any response from him also. And I can understand why. Like sometimes even I don't respond. but but I was like, okay, fine. So this it looks like I'm just doing this on my own at this point of time. But what happened is that eventually my cousin brother uh, uh, came up to me also just after college. Yeah, this is around 2011 or so, and he was like, "Why don't we start a hemp company, man?" Yeah, and I was like, "Wait, we have to." Still do a little more research because we're not sure, man. Like, what are the laws over here? In the NDPS Act, it says that bhang is legal, okay, but cannabis, like in general, is illegal. So what is the deal? But you can sell hemp products, but like what?
It's a lot of gray area.
It's a lot of gray area, man. And India is still functioning a lot with that gray area. But once we realize that, okay, fine, you know what, like once the plant is processed, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. Or according to the NDPS Act, if it's in the wild, you can go and make use of the seeds, stems, and leaves of the plant.
Right.
Yeah, because bhang is a very big part of our culture.
It is.
Yeah.
It's culturally tied into a lot of religions in India as well.
Correct. It's a major part of religions in India, especially Hinduism in that sense. So like I was saying, me and my cousin brother, once we realized that, okay, fine, hemp is not illegal. Yeah, it's still a gray area, but it's legal to an extent. Like we can sell products, and that's when we started going to Nepal and getting down products from there, like small knickknacks like your wallets, your ankle bands, wristbands, hats, caps, beanies, all of that just made from hemp. And we started our Facebook page also around that time, and we started seeing like the response was really good. Like a lot of people may have come for the wrong idea. Maybe they thought like we're selling weed. Yeah, but once they came to know that, oh, okay, fine, there's something, they also kind of got that realization that I did, that there's something more to it. Then people started just following us. Like we started getting followers after followers, and our Facebook page started blowing up. So that's when we decided we'll do stalls. Yeah, these flea markets like Sol Sante and Kish Mandi and all in Bangalore. And over there also we've gotten like really good responses. Like we started seeing people coming to us because we used to just put one big ass poster with our logo on it, and people used to just be like, bro, that the leaf, yeah, the leaf attracts everyone.
What sells the most
Among these are soaps, our beanies, notebooks, and our rolling papers sell the most.
Everything then.
Pretty much at this point at this point of time. Like I said, these we tend to give away as just like knickknacks and all to our customers and put one warning label and it's saying please do not eat. But but pretty much. But honestly, out of all these products, the rolling papers sell the best. Yeah.
Are you doing all of this by yourself, or have you had? You must have had help.
So I did have help in the past. Like I said, I had one partner, my cousin brother at that point of time, who we came in as equal partners. Yeah, we'd started a partnership, and eventually we got one of our friends on board too. And so we were still an equal partnership. Everything was divided equally. The shares were divided equally. Yeah. But over time, I think even for them, it was a little stressful. Like I said, we've been in the industry now from almost 11 years. So I mean, not as a company, but like just doing hemp as such, just concentrating on that. And maybe it might have been very stressful for them, yeah. Especially, I think during lockdown also, in that sense, where everyone's income was like slashed. So they did help over time, but I think over time their interest also started deteriorating. Yeah, so it just felt like I'm fighting an upward battle by myself. And eventually, as of last year, I kind of bought them out. And now my wife joins me as a small-time partner at least.
Nice.
But pretty much I'm doing everything myself at this point of time.
Everyone knows that the buds and the flowers are used the most.
Right.
But there are other parts of the plant which can be made into these beautiful products
For sure.
that rarely get spoken of.
Correct, correct.
It just gets overshadowed by the psychotropic elements of the plant.
Of course.
Let's talk about those. So,
Yeah.
what constitutes hemp fibers?
So, see, hemp fibers are made from the stalk of the plant. Yeah, the stem, basically. Yeah, and those are eventually threshed and made into thinner fibers, which are then eventually spun into these threads. Yeah, and these threads are then made into things like beanies and all that. But the hemp fiber is also used to make our notebooks. Yeah. So these are beaten and they're done in the same way, the same process that normal handmade paper is made. Yeah. They're beaten, they're washed, they're beaten, they're washed until they become very fine, fine fibers. And then they are separated and they're made into sheets. Yeah. So the hemp fiber can be made into like rough handmade clothing. They can be made into very fine notebooks also, and they can be made into very fine fabric for clothing as well. So those fabrics also are beautiful. They feel like linen. Yeah, they're very light on your skin, and the main thing is that they for a person like me, yeah, like I sweat a lot, and I mean, if you have this much hair, you tend to sweat a lot. Otherwise, also.
Tell me about it.
Nice. And so this is one of the best fabrics, yeah, and it keeps you airy in summer,
Nice.
and in winter it tends to block out like your cold. So and that's one thing I wanted to get to also, where I did tell my parents about hemp, and I
Yeah.
kept explaining stuff like this, like
Exactly,
and
yeah.
they just thought I was nuts because they were like, how can it do that? What you're saying, it can be made into so many products, and it keeps you hot in winter and cold in summer. Like, what nonsense is this? But then eventually they also came around, and I realized that okay, fine, like I can go ahead with this business. But there are a few companies which make some excellent hemp clothing in India also at this point of time, like Hemploom, which is making like suits and everything from hemp fabric.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they are based in Delhi, I think, at this point of time. They started a little store over there. So that is just the hemp fabric part. Again, the fibers and the fabric can be used as insulation, can be used as filters. It There's an unlimited possibility. Wherever you can apply cotton or you can apply any plant material, you can apply hemp as such. Yeah. The next thing we get to is the body care products, which is like your soaps and your lip balms or your healing salves and everything, which we make from hemp. The main proponent of that is your hemp seed oil. Yeah, and hemp seed oil is really good. Like it's called a comedogenic oil. Yeah. So what happens is that it helps balance the pH in your skin. Yeah. So if you have dry skin, it completely what do you say, neutralizes that dryness and makes it what do you say, supple again, if you could say that. And if you have really oily skin, it balances it out and makes it normal again. So that's one of the main reasons it works for cases like psoriasis and works for cases like your dry skin and all, is because of the pH balance. And because hemp seed oil is really, really good, not only for your skin, but also for your food. Yeah, we don't.
How?
So hemp seeds have one of the highest protein contents per gram compared to any of the other pulses.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so it also has your omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which you get from your, what do you say?
Fish.
Yeah, your fish oils. Yeah.
Fish oil.
So it's one of your best sources of vegan omega-3, omega-6 fatty acids in that way. Yeah. And it has a lot of fiber also as well. So if you're looking to bulk up, it's good to go with protein powder and I would honestly rather just have raw seeds. Yeah, because the protein powder, when it's concentrated like that, it's not really that tasty.
I can imagine. So sticks and seeds, don't throw them away.
Yeah.
Sticks can be made into fibers. Seeds are a great source of protein.
They are definitely.
This, like we just discussed, there's a lot of gray areas over here. Right. How do you source all of this, and also how do you address the stigma that is attached to all of this in the markets?
So we source depending on what we are getting. Like for example, if we're getting soaps, yeah, we tend to source the hemp seed oil from one of our vendor companies. Yeah, we have so we run a marketplace online at this point of time, and we have about nearly 30 brands on board with us, yeah, who sell their own hemp products. So it's not that we can't source hemp seed oil by ourselves. It's just that when we're making soaps and your lip balms and your healing salves and everything, we tend to use like maybe about a liter or 2 liters of hemp seed oil for a batch. Yeah. So it's not like we're really looking at bulk quantity because we're making everything handmade. We're making everything small batches.
Yeah.
So depending now, if we're getting the soaps and everything, we source the main hemp seed oil from one of our vendors, and then we send it to our manufacturer in Kolkata to sit and put them into molds and everything, and then they come to Bangalore from there. If you're talking about notebooks, we get most of our notebooks from Rajasthan. Yeah, there's a surprisingly big market for hemp paper in Rajasthan.
Oh,
Yeah, and
what do they do out with that?
they usually export.
Oh,
Yeah, so in the start for us, it was really, really hard to get them on board with us because they're like, why will I sell you a notebook for like 100 rupees?
but I can sell it for 400.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of convincing, a lot of irritating from my side, at least, to get that person to start listening to us.
Yeah.
And then once he started making our products, we were really happy. Okay, but there's still always a little bit of friction, you know. There's always that, "Arey yaar, I have to give them these products."
Yeah.
Like, so he's okay with us now. But every time I contact him, he's like, "Ha, Elston, when are you going to make like a giant order from for us?" I'm like, "Yeah, soon. It'll happen soon."
The conversation always tends to be focused on the psychotropic effects,
Of course,
right? And
Yeah.
it's, again, like, the legalities and the gray areas, they're very hard to navigate through,
Correct.
especially in India. If you look back into it, up until the 80s, it wasn't a thing,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
It was in the mid 80s when it became a banned substance.
Correct.
That was probably like butterfly effect of everything starting with the Reagan, no, by Nixon,
Nixon.
the
Yeah.
war on drugs, yeah.
Correct.
So there are a lot of medicinal aspects of the
Right.
other components of the plant as well.
True.
So do you think, how far are we from embracing that? Like, it has already been embraced in a lot of other countries, right? Especially a lot of states in the US, Canada, Thailand,
True.
some parts of Europe. How far are we?
So, when we started out, the only thing that was legal in India when it came to cannabis was your hemp fiber, seeds, and leaves.
Right.
Okay, because again, because of bhang.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now, as we're sitting here, maybe about 4 years, 4.5 years back is when they started getting into medical. Like cannabis was still a big part of Ayurveda.
Right.
Yeah.
Still is, yeah.
It still is. And it was never mainstream, if I would say that.
Right.
Yeah, nowadays you're able to get your prescriptions like online from either our website or other websites, as long as they have a good Ayurvedic doctor with them. You're able to get prescriptions and then get prescription medications also along with that. Yeah, we're talking about tinctures, we're talking about oils, we're talking about pain creams, balms, we're talking about tablets, we're talking
Right.
about gel tabs, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the medical side of it has expanded to an extent that you are getting medication, but you're not getting medication the same way US looks at medical cannabis.
Okay.
Yeah, you get your flower and everything in the US with your prescription, but over here, smoking cannabis is illegal.
Right.
Maybe for babas and sadhus and all, it's not, but for your layman, it's still illegal.
Okay.
Recreational, to be honest, we can never say how long that's going to take, only because there's a lot of factors involving legalizing this for recreation.
Right.
Yeah, there are big industries lobbying against it.
Right.
I'm not going to name them because then they'll come down my back.
Give what rhymes with the names of those companies?
Mumbako.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and so like they usually tend to lobby against it. Yeah, like if they can see a foothold of getting into it, they will put their foot in there so fast.
Right.
But right now they're very happy with their profits, if
Yeah.
I would say that. And a lot of high-ranking people also kind of don't want it legalized at this point of time. There's a lot of kickbacks from not making it legal
Correct.
as
Right.
such.
Right.
Yeah, especially in a country like India where everyone is greasing everyone's palms to get one step higher or just a little bit further.
Right.
Yeah. So I can't say honestly, like uh, maybe if you asked me about 5 years back, how much time it would have taken, I would have told you 5 years. But I've told that maybe even 5 years before that. That okay, yeah, you know what, the way it's going,
We're
like
getting there.
yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
But that back then when I had black hair and no white hair, it was still the same. Like, you know, it's not going to get really far unless the people start pushing for it, unless people start making a real noise about it, because it's not on the main list of agendas at this point of time. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot more other things to be bothered about.
Right. Exactly.
And I honestly think that like other countries legalizing it has opened up India's eyes,
Yeah.
but not to the extent that they are going to give up their what do you say, black money.
Right. Right. There's no incentive as such.
There's
I
no
think
incentive, man. Why would you want to pay like tax on pot?
so. If you had to make a prediction, like if you had to predict even now, like what
Even
would
now,
be?
no?
Let's look back at this video in so much more time.
If the whole Thailand experiment is going really well,
Yeah.
I would say that at least about 6 years, man. 6 years. In I'm saying one more year than five now.
Fingers crossed, man.
Fingers crossed, always, man.
If that happens, how would you increase the amount of products? Like, what would you like to foray into?
So, see, I love cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the main things I would love to start is cannabis cafe.
Okay.
Yeah. Introduce edibles, introduce your milkshakes, your everything regarding cannabis that way. You know, and the side I'd love to have my dispensary also.
Yeah.
Because that was always the dream.
Yeah.
You know, you run your dispensary and we are very happy interacting with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't shut up, as you can tell. Sorry.
I'd like to break something up. I was in California around like 4 years back,
Right.
and I came across this cafe, which they were essentially selling bhang milkshakes,
Right.
right? And they're calling it some green latte or something like that, right?
Correct.
They're selling it for like $10, $12.
Right.
I'm like, we invented this.
Exactly.
Like, this is literally bhang. This is
Correct.
what people have for Holi.
Exactly,
Right?
man.
So, and it just, it was not a very nice feeling to
True.
experience, something being recognized by countries where the whole thing is not native to.
No, it's really sad in the sense that we're getting left behind at this point of time, if I would say that. Yeah, like whether it comes to progress, whether it comes to research, whether it comes to development in that sense, with regards to cannabis, we are light years behind US, the UK, Israel especially, and especially China.
China.
Yeah, man. They are way, way ahead of us. 25 years, 26 years back is when they kind of put their foot down and they were like, you know what, we're going to go ahead with cultivating hemp on a large scale. Yeah, and now we were also part of the whole global market for selling hemp products at one point of time. But it reduced considerably because most of the Pahadis now don't find value in making hemp products. Yeah, they get a lot more value from selling your hashish and everything instead. Like, and that's why we stopped procuring a lot of bags and everything from India, because when you look inside the bag, it says made in Nepal. Because these guys are like, I'll buy a bag for maybe $400 and I'll sell it for like $1,000. Okay, I make my profit. But if I have to sit and make my own bag and all that, I'm
Labor
very,
intensive.
yeah.
And the thing is, they're also hounded by cops, right?
They are hounded. Yeah, correct.
I mean,
Sorry.
it's dangerous for them too. Even if
True.
the intentions are just to make hemp fibers,
Correct.
they can always be arm twisted into admitting that you're doing it for other
True.
reasons. Yeah.
No, I mean, now they're getting a little bit of support from the government to grow hemp. Yeah,
That's
but you need to grow it in a large scale. Like, we are nowhere near the growing capacity of the US or UK or
Yeah.
anywhere else that it's legal. And we used to be one of the leaders in hemp products at one point of
Yeah.
time.
The
Yeah,
most
hemp
famous
fiber.
strain is named after India.
Exactly.
Not the strain, the species.
Species, yeah.
Yeah.
So indica.
Indica, yeah.
So that is the thing, yeah. And that is just like China's ahead of us when it comes to research and machinery and development and fabric and everything when it comes to hemp. But the US and the UK and Israel and all have like really, really killed the market in such a way that they're coming out with new products, like new recreational products every year. Every year there's something new coming into the market and it'll just blow your mind. You're like, how are they doing this?
I know.
How are they getting like cannabis crystals? You know, how are they getting cannabis diamonds and stuff like that? Like,
I've seen those like neat little balls.
yeah, it's mind blowing, man. The kind of like the effort and the research that goes into it.
Right.
And so I'm only worried that by the time we actually make up our minds to really legalize it,
Be too late to the party.
too late to the party, man. Like way, way too late. We might as well not come only. Like,
I want the party to happen.
yeah.
Even if it's late, come on, man. Like, I want a party in India.
Same here, man. Like I can wait forever, no point. But I mean, no problem. But everyone, it's not only me. There's so many people waiting for it to happen. And like I said, hopefully 6 years.
All right. So, what's let's talk cities in India and
Right.
what the acceptance is like when it comes to your products and wherever you see the most amount of sales happen, right?
Right.
Bangalore, I think you'd lead with Bangalore because
Yeah.
you're from Bangalore.
Correct.
But what about acceptance in tier 2, tier 3 cities in India? Do you get orders from those places?
Not many, I would say. Yeah. Like let's talk about a place like Mangalore. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really get that many orders and such. One, because see, like tier two cities, they will view our soaps as expensive. They'll be like, I'll buy Lux instead.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, they don't see the value for it.
Yeah.
They see the value. I mean, they use soap as soap.
Right.
They don't use soap for healing or soap for like in an eco-friendly sense.
Right.
Yeah. So places like Bombay and all that, we get a lot of orders. Places like Delhi, we get a lot of orders. We get a lot of orders surprisingly from Kashmir.
From Kashmir.
Yeah.
That's strange.
That's very strange.
Yeah.
Even for me, but I don't question these things. I'm just like, good, okay. Guys are ordering, well and good. And we get a lot of orders from Kerala.
Kerala.
Yeah. All the boys there are
That's not so
very
strange.
intense. It's not strange. It's not strange at all. You go to any smoke shop here, who's running it? Before it used to be chai shops. I mean, I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but most of the paper shops which we sell to are all Keralites only at the end of the day. Yeah, and we tend to get along because they think I'm Mallu.
Yeah, you look Mallu.
Kinda. I just go with it.
Alright. So, what's on the roadmap now? Is there anything else that we should be excited about?
Yes, there's a lot of things this year. So what's happened is that from the past maybe 5, 6 years, we've been looking for getting distribution for our rolling papers. Yeah, because like I said, that's one of our highest selling products, fastest selling, and highest margins also for us. So that makes us the most money, that gives us the most return, and because of that, we grow pretty fast. Especially and maybe except for this year. Yeah, this year is when we starting distribution. Before that, we were only selling online. And during COVID, if you ask anyone in Bangalore, like who was selling rolling papers, they were only coming to us. There used to be like dunzo people, just maybe about 40, 50 people waiting outside our house to collect like orders.
Yeah.
And not only my house, like my partner's house also. His side, there were people. My side also, there were people. So right now we are looking at expanding our rolling paper range, yeah, to give people a little more eco-friendly products, yeah, like for example, like pocket ashtrays, yeah, like as someone who also smokes, like I know that it's not right to keep throwing a shit outside.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like I mean, it's a habit inculcated by us. Like okay, fine, you're done with the cigarette, just chuck it. Like okay, it's fun to see it go very far.
Yeah.
But this one, what do you say? In about 3 months or so, we are planning on getting our pocket ashtrays. So that is one of the things I'm excited about. The other thing I'm excited about is getting our flat brim hats, caps.
Okay.
So like hip hop caps.
Yeah.
So we're planning on getting those also. Okay, we're searching. We found a good manufacturer. We're just trying to get a better rate. That's about it. And we're looking at getting shorts also this year.
Oh.
So this shorts idea has been there from the longest time. It's just that like we don't want to price it too high. Yeah. I'm the kind of person who will be like, why will I buy ₹1,000 t-shirt if I can buy a 500 rupees t-shirt? Yeah, it's very ingrained in me. If the 500 rupees quality is as good as the 1,000 one, why the hell will I go? I don't care about branding and all that.
I'm frugal that way too, man.
Yeah.
I totally get it. Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to release a good product where we give people like their money's worth at the end. Yeah, like I don't want to charge them like 2,000, 2,500 rupees for a pair of shorts.
Right.
So we did make a couple of shorts before for our friends and family, and they loved them. These are like hemp denim material at the end.
Oh.
Yeah,
They
and
feel like denim.
they feel like denim.
Okay.
So they feel like denim, but they're much more comfy, if I could say that. Yeah, there's no they're maybe not as elastic, if I could say that.
But that's not denim. Right? The
That's not
elastic
denim.
is
Yeah, they're elastic now if you buy any jeans. Like, and I'm thankful for it because of putting on weight and stuff. Yeah, I mean there is a little elastic in it. Yeah, but real denim doesn't have any elastine or anything like that in it.
Right.
So that is one product, and another thing we are looking to release is also a rolling tray. So we're trying to give everyone, you buy one box and you get the whole smoking experience in it.
Right.
Yeah, we've started our herbal mixes also now, which is a tobacco substitute.
Okay.
Yeah, people tend to use tobacco quite a lot and they tend to smoke a lot of tobacco otherwise.
Right.
And that we are trying to cut down on that. So
Right.
this has helped a lot. Like our herbal mixes, we've named them malnourished. Okay. It's we have a lot of creative names for a lot of things we make. Yeah. And so malnourished just stuck after a while. And we've realized that people really love the product. Like they keep coming back for it, and we
This
sell.
is really good quality stuff, by the way.
Thanks, man.
I'm not sure how much people can see on camera, but I can touch them, I can smell them, and I know good quality when I see it.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
So like this, I mean, right now, what I'm planning on also doing is revamping our beanies. Yeah, making them a little more processed, if I would say that. Yeah, making them a little more finer.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because for us, it's always like if you're releasing a product, we want to keep releasing a better product every time we do it.
course,
Yeah,
yeah.
while keeping the cost the same. It's costed us over the past years, but I honestly, I'm a very strong believer in that if you have a good product, you stick to it and just
Yeah.
keep like building
Cultivate
on it.
it.
Yeah. And that's how we kind of built our name, only because we started giving quality products. Like we don't skimp on price. For us, profit was never the main thing. Otherwise, by now I could have sold really shitty products and been like a crorepati sitting somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's against our whole ideology.
I
Yeah.
respect that.
Yeah.
So how do people get in touch with you, Elston? How do they find out more about BeHemp? How do they contact
So-
you? How do they order these products?
People can get in touch with us through our website, our Instagram, or you can just give me a call on my number also. Like I'm always there.
Elston lives in South Bangalore. So if
Right.
you're in the area, hit him up.
Please do. Yeah, if you're within JP Nagar, we could send a Dunzo. That's how things work with a lot of our customers. A lot of them order Dunzos. If you're a little more further away, we usually send it by post, and it takes a day to reach at the most. If you're anywhere else in India, it takes maybe about 4 to 5 working days at the latest to reach. Yeah.
Elston, this has been a pleasure, man.
Same thing, man.
Great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Angad. Like it was a real pleasure.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself on this.
I did.